From the station working for you, this is Good Morning Indiana, streaming now.
Overnight gunfire sends 2 people to the hospital. We're breaking down the moments before this shooting and how those people are doing this morning. Now.
Don't be afraid. If you need some help or want some support, we are here with open arms.
The overnight gun violence, just the latest in a city on track for a record number of homicides. This morning, what's available for victims' families and the group that's trying to reverse this deadly problem. Plus.
Look at this. Look at this bag of butter. Look at my fingers, brother. It says it all right here.
A downtown business says it's thriving despite the coronavirus pandemic. Working for you, we're taking a look at their recipe for success. It is 4:30 here on our Tuesday morning. Thanks for joining our team on Good Morning Indiana. I'm Lauren Casey. Todd Clausen is joining me in studio this morning. And Todd, yesterday we finally got that rain that we've been waiting for. And wow, it's so much cooler here in central Indiana. It's almost like that fall feel. You almost feel like, I don't know if you're getting sick or you're a little achy, but there's definitely a change in the atmosphere.
You know, yesterday, it wasn't heavy rainfall. It was just this drizzle that was more of an annoyance and pesky. We needed the rain, and we got it. But you're right. Yesterday was kind of the first day you want to flip on the fireplace, right? With the clouds that are around, the rain and the chill. And we're in the 40s and 50s here this morning. It's definitely cool out there. 50 in Bloomington, 44 is the current temperature right now in Peru, 50 in Muncie. There are some visibility issues in extreme southern Indiana where there's a dense fog advisory. It's not an issue, though, here in most of central Indiana. Numbers reduced just a little bit down to the south. I'll keep an eye on those numbers for you a little bit, but not anticipating any problems here throughout the morning here locally, at least with visibility. As you can see from downtown to the north, the visibility is unlimited. Satellite radar picture is completely quiet. We'll have some sunshine here this morning before turning it partly cloudy. Here is the front with the rainfall pushing off towards the east. So today is definitely a brighter day, at least initially. And then as we get into the afternoon hours, we'll build in a little bit of cloud cover, but grab the jack this morning with temperatures in the 40s. Eventually highs will be topping off in the low to mid 60s later on this afternoon. Lauren.
All right, Todd, thanks so much. Let's take a look at traffic right now as you're heading out on the roads this morning. Everything's dry this morning, a change from what you may have seen during the day yesterday. This is a look at I-465 and Emerson Avenue. This is in the Beech Grove area where traffic is traveling up to speed there. You can see the interstate down below. Looks like we do have one stalled vehicle on the interstate in that right shoulder, not causing any delays at this time. So let's take a look over on the west side. This is I-465 near Rockville Road. Traffic is moving along up to speed both northbound and southbound. No delays to slow you down. We'll continue to keep our eyes on your roads this Tuesday and keep you updated. Gunfire on the city's east side, sending 2 people to the hospital overnight. This all happened around 12:30 this morning near 16th Street and Kildare Avenue. Metro Police say that the gunfire hit a car heading west on 16th Street. Officers say it's not clear who fired the shots, but it may have been a passing vehicle. The westbound car then crashed into a power pole. A man and a woman were inside. They were hit by the gunfire. This morning, they're in the hospital in serious condition. This morning, state police are asking for your help after 4 separate interstate shootings over the span of just 4 days. The first happened around 3:30 Friday afternoon on I-465 near Harding Street on the south side. Around 7 hours later, gunshots hit a car on 465 near Emerson Avenue. It's on the southeast side in Beech Grove. And then at 4:30 Sunday afternoon, gunfire hit a semi-tractor trailer on I-74 near the I-70 mile or near the 70-mile marker rather on the west side. And around 2:30 on Monday morning, an 18-year-old was shot on I-465 near I-65, also there on the west side. On Monday, a bystander drove the victim to the hospital. He is expected to survive. In one of the other cases, a teen was injured by broken glass. Other than that, no one else was hurt. Investigators do not believe the shootings are related, but they say this outbreak is concerning. Road rage is believed to be the motive in 3 of these shootings. If you witnessed any of these attacks or if you have any information, please call Indiana State Police. Well, weekend shootings left 12 people in the Circle City shot, and this morning the city's homicide rate just continues to climb.
When these shootings occur, you are hurting a family. You're not just hurting that one person. You are impacting a whole family. When you kill that one person, you just killed the whole family.
Angel Hall knows the pain of losing a child to gun violence. Her son was killed back in 2016. She's part of the support group Purpose for My Pain. She encourages anyone struggling to cope with a similar loss, reach out to them for help.
If you need to seek help, seek help. Don't be afraid. A lot of times, we as adults are afraid to seek help because we don't want to be labeled as, oh, she's crazy or he's crazy. No, that's not the case. When you need professional help, you need it. And during times like this, with the violence that's going on, I absolutely encourage seeking help, seeking support in any way that you can.
Purpose for My Pain helps support mothers impacted by gun violence with emotional and financial assistance. The group also hosts community events. You can get involved by calling 317-983-1418. We have that number for you as well on the WRTV mobile app. This morning, a Warsaw, Indiana teacher charged with battery against an 8-year-old student. Investigators say 58-year-old Deborah Wiley repeatedly pulled the student's legs out from underneath them. The court documents say that Wiley pinned the child to the ground and dragged the student by the ankles across a carpeted hallway. This morning, Warsaw schools say that the teacher has been suspended. She is expected to be in court next month. At 4:36, it's no secret that the pandemic is killing many businesses around the city, state, and the country. But for Crab 99 here in downtown, it's not the case. The Cajun seafood restaurant, formerly known as The Boiling, relaunched and moved to a larger space just 3 months before the pandemic derailed downtown life. This morning, restaurant managers say that they've survived this pandemic mainly because of their loyal customers.
Last March, this COVID thing happened. Yes, our sales went slow, but I think we are one of the luckiest restaurants here in Indianapolis that we're still alive and kicking.
Well, Mendez there says that through the coronavirus pandemic and the protest shutdowns, the business there hasn't needed any financial help. He says that's thanks in part to a landlord lowering rent, but even more so due to loyal customers who literally kept their lights on. This morning, he's calling on Circle City residents to do the same for other businesses and help save downtown Indy. Now to the latest on the coronavirus pandemic and its continuing impact here on our state. This morning, state health officials confirming 879 new cases of COVID-19. Since March, more than 118,000 Hoosiers have tested positive for the virus. Health officials also report 11 new coronavirus-related deaths this morning. Since the pandemic began, more than 3,300 Hoosiers with the coronavirus have died. Now let's take a closer look at the virus's impact on Johnson County. The county south of Indianapolis reports more than 2,300 total coronavirus cases. 14 of those were reported on Monday. 124 people in Johnson County have died with COVID-19. It is 4:38 and hiring Hoosiers is our commitment to keeping you informed on job opportunities of all kinds. You can put your people skills to good use for a company out in Greenfield looking to hire more than 200 people to work from home. Randstad US is hiring 250 people for remote customer service and call center jobs. New hires will assist a healthcare client during open enrollment. These jobs will start as remote and will eventually transition to working in the call center in Greenfield as things open back up again. Jobs pay up to $15.50 an hour depending on your experience. You can find a link to apply and RSVP for a hiring event happening tomorrow in this story. Just go to hiringhoosiers.com. The Fresh Market is holding a national holiday hiring event for seasonal and part-time team members on Friday and Saturday. It's taking part at their stores Friday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Qualified applicants will receive an on-the-spot interview. Candidates are encouraged to apply online at the Fresh Market's website so an interview time can be scheduled, but walk-ins will be accepted as well. There are stores in Indy and Carmel. Confusion surrounding when this year's census count will actually end. Coming up, why one group says they're still working to get people counted regardless of the end date. Plus, an Alabama family shares their incredible story of survival. Still ahead, how they rode out Hurricane Sally in a child's playhouse. Todd.
And despite the light rainfall yesterday, we are still running well below normal as far as rainfall goes for the month of September. And we're still on track for the driest September on record. And it looks like we don't have much rain in our future. We'll talk all about it coming up in your 7-day planning forecast. You're watching Good Morning Indiana right here on WRTV.
Welcome back. It is 4:42. This morning, confusion surrounds the U.S. Census deadline. Commerce Secretary Wilbur Ross says the census will end next Monday. His announcement comes despite a judge ordering it to continue through the end of October. This morning, groups like Community Alliance of the Far East Side continue to make sure that people are counted. The community organization is invested in this effort. The census determines how more than $675 billion in funding is allocated across the country. We talked with a Far East Side resident who says that participation could change things in their community.
We're missing so much, and we can look like the north side, or we can look like the south side, Fountain Square area, but we need that money, we need that funding, and people don't realize we can have that just by filling out the census.
The Community Alliance says that many minority neighborhoods are undercounted in the census. So in just a few hours, President Trump and Joe Biden will go head-to-head for the first time in Cleveland, Ohio. ABC's Andrew Dimbert is in Washington this morning with more on what we can expect.
This morning, final preparations are underway for the first presidential debate, and it will be unlike any other in modern American history. Joe Biden and President Trump will not shake hands. There will be no opening statements and very few in the crowd. Biden says he's prepared for the gloves to come off.
He's going to want to make it personal. He's going to want to get in the mosh pit. I'm going to talk about why I want to be president of the United States.
The candidates' approach about as different as the candidates themselves. Biden taking time off the trail to get ready. But Trump rolling with his rallies, taking his message right to his supporters.
How many hours would you say you've spent on debate?
It's a little time. I mean, not a lot.
More or less than 60.
I'm running a country. I don't have the luxury.
Trump and Biden are coming face-to-face for the first time this campaign, while the presidential race is tightening in some key battleground states. A new ABC News Washington Post poll shows Biden getting a big boost from women in Pennsylvania. Mr. Trump is using his Supreme Court pick to energize his base. Biden says health care is at stake, with the court set to decide the fate of Obamacare just 1 week after the election.
This is about whether or not pre-existing conditions will continue to be covered.
And on the eve of this presidential showdown, the American public is getting what's been described as its first detailed look at one of Donald Trump's most closely guarded secrets, his tax returns. In a blockbuster report, the New York Times reviewed detailed information on nearly 2 decades worth of Trump tax returns. The revelations are startling. Trump paid no federal income taxes at all in 11 of the 18 years they reviewed. The Times also reports the president is hundreds of millions of dollars in debt. The president has repeatedly said that his tax returns are under IRS audit and tweeted that he has very little debt compared to the value of his assets. As for tonight's debate, moderator Chris Wallace will give the first question to President Trump. Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, Washington.
The time right now is 4:45. One of the nation's largest healthcare providers has been hit by a nationwide cyber attack. On Monday, Universal Health Services reported an IT security issue. It forced its computer network offline. When Universal Health detected the attack on Sunday, they took down all of their information systems, including those dealing with patient data. One doctor reported that he had to cancel 3 surgeries scheduled for today because of the outage. The company says no patient or employee information appears to have been accessed. This morning, many parents say that they have no plans to have their kids get the flu shot this year. That's what a new survey from the National Poll on Children's Health has revealed. A third say they won't have their child vaccinated. 2/3 say they don't think getting the flu shot this year is more important despite the coronavirus pandemic. The flu has traditionally affected children more. The CDC says that kids younger than 5 are at higher risk of developing serious flu-related complications. When a hurricane blows your roof off and knocks your power out, you can either sweat it out at your home or you can even head to a hotel. Unless you have this. Sonny Crow built this 200-square-foot cottage as a playhouse for his daughter 16 years ago. She was only 2 years old at the time and she used to play with her dolls inside. It's big enough to house the family, and that's how they've been using it after Hurricane Sally damaged their home. Crow's son even let some of his football teammates crash there. They treated it like a mini getaway.
It was like a night camping out. I mean, we worked hard cleaning up during the day, and then at night it gave them a cool place to sleep.
Well, this isn't the first time the Playhouse provided shelter for the Crow family. They also camped out there sometime after Hurricane Ivan went through in 2004. So you just never know what's going to withstand the hurricanes, Todd, but at least they're in good spirits about that whole thing.
Yeah,
so it's pretty funny.
Absolutely. All right, outside right now, we are dealing with quiet conditions. Yesterday, we were dealing with that much needed rainfall. It wasn't a whole lot. It seemed like a lot more because we had that drizzle throughout much of the morning and into the afternoon hours, but it was only 0.08 of an inch. That brought us up to just over 1/10 of an inch for the month so far here in September. And you can see we'll easily be the driest on our record because there's no rain in the forecast for the day today, no rain tomorrow, and then we are into the month of October. Really hard to believe. Outside right now, it is cool, 47 degrees. That's the current temperature, just a light wind out of the west at 7 miles per hour. Visibility, not an issue here in central Indiana. You get down towards Seymour and points to the south. If your travels take you that way this morning, and that's where we are running into a little bit of an issue as far as visibility goes. Temperatures currently sitting in the 40s and 50s, right at 50 in Bloomington and Muncie, 44 in Muncie, and it's 47 in many locations here from Lafayette to Thorntown over towards the Greencastle area. And this big push of cooler air has been working its way in. Sunday, it was great across the area, highs in the low 80s, and then yesterday it was almost just miserable out there with the clouds and the drizzle that were around. And we're definitely going to be trending on the cooler side here over the course of the next couple days. In fact, all the way through the 7-day planning forecast, temperatures will be running below normal. We start you off today with bright skies when temperatures will be in the 40s, warming into the 50s. Then as we get our way into the noon hour, 59 degrees, then into the low 60s as we start to build in just some fair weather clouds throughout the course of the afternoon hours. So we'll go from mostly sunny to, we'll call partly cloudy, and that should be just about it. And the satellite radar picture matches up very similar to that temperature map I just showed you, with the front here having the rainfall out ahead of that front, the warmth behind the front that we're dealing with, the cooler temperatures that are in place. And this evening, sunset right at 7:30, mostly sunny skies, 60 degrees at 7 p.m. Definitely have the jacket handy if you are going to be out later on this evening, as temperatures will fall back down into the mid 50s. Then overnight tonight, very similar to what we're dealing with right now, with temperatures that will be in the 40s to right around 50 degrees. And then as we get into the day tomorrow, very similar, mostly sunny skies, turning partly cloudy in the afternoon. Tomorrow, though, is a little bit warmer as we get up to right around 70 degrees for your high temperature, only to cool things down once again as we work our way into the weekend. In fact, Friday and Saturday, highs will only be in the 50s. Most likely Saturday, there'll be a pretty good opportunity for some frost across the area. That 40s in the city, it'll be 30s in the outlying areas. And then as we work our way into Sunday and Monday, temperatures back up into the low 60s. The next decent chance of any rain will be some scattered showers, Lauren, as we get into the day on Sunday.
All right, Todd, thank you so much. Let's take a look at traffic as you're heading out on the roads this Tuesday morning. Here's a look just north of the downtown area, I-65 at 21st Street. As you're traveling through this area, you'll notice those orange barrels there on your screen. Here's what you need to remember. The on-ramp from 21st Street to southbound I-65 remains closed for road construction. This is scheduled to reopen on Monday, October 5th at 6 a.m. So next week we'll be monitoring this and keeping you updated. So throughout the week, just avoid that spot as you're trying to get southbound on I-65. It is 4:51 this morning. NASA's new space toilet is ready to head to the final frontier later today. In addition to providing bathroom needs for astronauts, this space toilet also recycles water and it allows it to be used again. NASA says 90% of all water-based liquids on the space station, including urine and sweat, get recycled. Yeah, the new toilet there, which costs millions of dollars, is smaller and it's lighter than the one currently on the ISS. It also has a fan helping to pull bodily waste from the body. Interesting. So hockey crowned a new champion on Monday night. The Tampa Bay Lightning defeating the Dallas Stars Monday in a game 6 of the Stanley Cup final to win. The NHL championship happened there, and it happened in an empty Rogers Place Arena up in Edmonton, Alberta. A rather surreal victory celebration ensued when the team hoisted the Stanley Cup trophy to a relatively quiet stadium. No fans to cheer them on there. This marks the Lightning's second championship win. The first one came back in 2004. The worst situations can often bring out the very best in a community. So still ahead, why one teacher battling cancer says because of their hard work, he can now soak up some memories. It's 4:52. Stick around. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Good Morning Indiana. A friend in need is a friend indeed. The old wisdom proving true for a cancer patient out in South Dakota who's been given just a few months to live. 45-year-old Tim Joras heard the horrific news from doctors back in July. He then decided to retire from his teaching job and spend more time with his family. Among other things, he wanted to paint his family home. It would be a tall order to do alone, but he did mention it to a friend. So the next thing he knew, about a dozen friends showed up at his home and painted the brown house blue on Saturday. That is such a nice gesture there. Hopefully he lives a lot longer than what the doctors predict, so we're pulling for him. Yeah. All right, Todd, what can we expect as we head into a brand new workday? You know, it's a pretty dry stretch of weather once again across the area. With that said, it's going to be below normal temperature-wise. So as we end the month of September this week and start October, it's definitely going to feel very fall-like. Especially look at some of those low temperatures as we go into the coming days, getting all the way down into the 40s. As far as rainfall goes, none of that in the forecast yet until Sunday. That's when a few scattered showers will start to build in. Otherwise, get out there and enjoy the sunshine. Just bundle up a little bit each and every morning. The time now is 4:57. You're watching Good Morning Indiana right here on WRTV. Stay with us. We're back in just a couple minutes.